United Rock Nations, and today we're here with DANKO Jones.
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Fine.
Good.
Frisky, but fine.
Right. That's
so, yeah. We are here today to talk about your forthcoming album.
Yeah.
That's going out on the 3rd of March, if I'm right.
Yeah, you are.
Wildcat.
Yes.
So, it has now been 20 years since this started?
Over 20 years,
20
yeah,
years.
now, yeah.
So, did many things change between then and now?
Yeah, lots of things. I mean, JC and I are still doing it. We were doing it since day one together. But, you know, we've had a few drummers in the band. But Rich Knox, who's our drummer now, he's our drummer. He's been in the band for almost 4 years. Now this is his second record. And it's the most stable, consistent lineup we've ever had, where we've gotten along between the three of us better than any combination in the past. So it's been great. And over the 20 years, I mean, we've put out, 8 studio albums, 11 albums in total of original material, 2 DVDs, a book, a documentary, and our sound has changed. We started off as a garage punk band, you know, influenced by the Blues Explosion, the Oblivions, the Makers, the Gories. And then we moved on to just being a hard rock band. And that's what we are. We're just a hard rock band. So that's kind of the slow evolution of the band.
So talking about this new album and the making of the album, so you, as you told, you are with GC, since the beginning, and the new drummer has come 4 years ago. So this new, let's say, band configuration, did it change something in the way you record the albums, in the way you write the songs? And
no, I think it's that the way we write songs now comes from experience, 20 years of experience of writing songs. The way we record them now, you know, with Eric Ratz as producer, is all the combined experience, especially Eric's in the studio, of course. But that comes with time and experience, so it's a natural thing to go into that. So, yeah. So
in this new album, we can hear all your many influences of different bands.
Sure, sure, yeah. Every album, sure.
In this one, there are 2 particular songs, or one that reminds of Motorhead, Let's Start Dancing, when we...
Okay.
And You Are My Woman, that reminds of Thin Lizzy, Jailbreak.
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's a variety of Lizzy songs that, you know, we took from that, for that song. But You Are My Woman is definitely a nod to Thin Lizzy. We made no bones about it. We had the riff, and then we just, every step of the way writing that song, we chose whatever sounded more Lizzy.
Yeah.
You know, and vocal inflections, the way I sang it.
Yeah.
I could have sung it differently, but I chose to go more Phil in it, you know, so... The Let's Start Dancing song is, I guess you could say, in the speed of a Motorhead. But I mean, I consider it more like Van Halen meets Bad Brains, or Pay to Come by the Bad Brains. It's just the way I sing it is definitely how HR would have sung it. So there's an ode to that. I've done that on other songs as well, where it's more of like a early Bad Brains way of singing. And that's where I took from. Plus Van Halen, like Top Jimmy, is another song that comes to mind when I sing that song.
Okay, and talking about the influences you have, so are there any more recent bands that have an impact on your music, or more than old school bands?
No, it's like we're kind of a new band, right? A modern rock band, and so we're going to probably take from older bands, because any new bands are taking from old bands as well. So if we were to take from them, we should just really go to the source.
Yeah. So talking about the album, the opening song, I Gotta Rock, it's that just puts you in Danko Jones 100%, just from the beginning.
Yeah,
you know, it's
that's why it's a suitable opener for an
Yeah.
album. It just kind of takes off right away, and then you're off and running. So that's definitely why it really there was no other song on the record that could have been the opener.
The opener one.
So it makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there's another song that just remind me. I don't know if it's a kind of hint to the album before, Fire Music.
Okay.
Diamond Lady. That
Diamond
makes me think of Wild Woman.
Right. Yeah. Well, we've actually talked about how when we were writing it, that like, okay, well, this will be the next Wild Woman. It's a Diamond Lady, Wild Woman, Diamond Lady, and it's got a very similar kind of salvo. You know, it's just really rocking and you more anthemic almost. So and the subject matter is pretty much the same. About speaking about a woman, a strong woman character, of obviously of independent spirit, and someone who's captivating enough to have a song written about them. So that's what those two songs in my head work as two sides of the same coin. You know. So
okay.
yeah.
So they're not two songs that were written at the same time, not at all.
No, no.
Just one reminds the other. It's just
Yeah, well, it's kind of the Wild Woman, Diamond Lady. We're using this kind of invoking the same kind of vibe or feeling or tone. Yeah.
okay. And talking about the lyrics, I have tried to understand the lyrics when it's not
Right.
always easy to understand when
Right.
when
Of course. Of
you
course.
So, especially "You Are My Woman," I think it's a
Yep.
very, I think a very nice song, nice, powerful lyrics about a woman and everything. So, did your lyrics change in some way to be more? Don't take me in the bad way, more romantic, I would say. I don't know how to say it.
Right. Well, "You Are My Woman" is a really. I think it's the first love song we've ever had. As much as we've had many songs about women and love and sex and heartbreak and heartache and wanting to be with someone and being with somebody, I think this is really just the first love song we've ever had. So that's new for us. I'm glad it came out the way it did in a kind of a Lizzie-esque tradition. But yeah, it's definitely a new thing, subject matter wise, as much as we've been known as being the band that sings about women all the time.
Yeah.
We've never had a love song, so which is odd, but it's true. Hey, that's how it felt, Yeah.
One of the impressions I get when I listen to the whole album is that just every single song in this album can be played live and be a major hit in live.
Oh, well, thanks. Yeah, actually, we've really felt in the past we've done albums where we don't even attempt to do certain songs, even in our rehearsal space, because we know that we just can't do it. We can't duplicate it live. Whereas this album, we actually looked at each other last week. We were rehearsing and we were like, okay, so we're going to play this song and this song because they're going to be the singles. And, we've played them live already and they actually work. But then, what's next? What does everybody want to play? Because we can, like you're saying, play any of them. The only song that I think that might be hard to play, and we haven't played it live since we recorded it. I mean, obviously we played it live in our space before the recording, was "Diamond Lady," just because I don't know if I could pull that off vocally and play guitar at the same time. If I just had the mic, if I was like Robert Plant, I could totally do that. But there's definitely sometimes but who knows? I've said that before, and we still play songs. You just have to just go out and play it. Like the last record, we played Wild Woman because it was the opening of the album, but we quickly realized, I can't breathe and play guitar at the same time and sing that to the extent that it needed to be as the opening song to a set. So maybe midway through the set, but so you only know this if you play it live. So we have to play them all live. But we're probably going to play all of them live at one point. But in the past, we haven't even attempted to play some songs because we knew that we just couldn't play them. So this is nice to have an album where you're like, okay, which ones do you want to play?
Yeah.
So.
It really sounds like, I would say, a live album. Really.
Oh, well, thanks, yeah.
You say, well, this one, all of them.
Well, Let's Start Dancing would probably be the hardest one to play live. And so that's the one I've been practicing the most. And we played it. We played it in our space last week. Because I wanted to see, I go, guys, I've been fucking practicing this forever. Let's see if we could do it. And we did it. So we might actually end up playing that a bit. Which I'm happy for, because it's really hard to sing. And I spent the whole of Christmas just fucking practicing that thing and just at home, you know? So, yeah, I'm glad I was able to get that down.
Yeah, and that's another one that I say, Going Out Tonight, that has a really catchy chorus. So also this one, I think, with the public.
We've played it live. Yeah, we've already played that live a couple of times, so definitely that's going to be played. Along with My Little Rock and Roll, that's going to be played live as well. You're My Woman, Let's Start Dancing, I Gotta Rock. So we've played that. We've already played those songs in our space, and we've played 2 of those live already.
So talking about live, so you will be touring in Europe. We start almost 2 weeks after the release of the album.
Yeah, almost, yeah.
And you will be touring with another band, Audrey Horn. So it's a very, I think in live, both bands, is just a great idea.
Yeah, everyone's saying that it's a good package to do, and we've always been, we want to tour with bands who are very similar in style. I mean, not similar, but I mean rock bands who are in the same genre. You'll be surprised, sometimes we get asked, we get suggested all these bands, and unless the band can suggest another outfit that would be better, the list of bands that are suggested are ridiculous. Not that they're bad or anything. They're not suitable for the tour. We want it to be a full, complete rock and roll show from beginning to end. And so, like the last tour, Dead Lord and 77 from Spain, Dead Lord from Sweden, they made a nice, great rock package. That was great. In the past, we've had other bands that just Judah come to mind. So now again with Audrey Horn, it's great. We like to play with the Biters. We want to play with these kinds of bands for these tours. That's who we want to play with. Make it a rock and roll night.
Yeah, I think because I have seen both of bands, you and Audrey Horn live, and I think you both have that special way to play and to communicate with your public, with the people here, not on stage. In the other part, I can't remember the word.
Right.
The audience.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And I think when I just saw this, I said, "Wow, that's really a great idea." Because I think the people that maybe know Audrey Horn and a little bit less Danko Jones will be, I may be 90% sure they will love your music. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's a very, I would say it's not the good word, but maybe like a puzzle. You just you fit together.
Yeah, exactly.
So really
good.
Great idea.
Yeah. It's gonna work, I think. Yeah.
So you are also going to be. This will be during spring, and then you will be back on Europe for some festivals in summer.
Yeah.
So how do you? Is the same way you? I don't think you plan to play on festivals as on your touring, or do you change maybe the set list to have a more, would say, suitable set list for a larger
Right. Well,
audience?
well, for festival shows, you don't get as much time as you do for your own show. So that's already, that decides a lot of the songs for you. And yeah, you're playing in front of a lot of people who might not know your band. So you want to stick to the hits, kind of, and make sure that they walk away with the right impression of your band. You don't want to play anything that's too obscure. You don't want to play something that's too off the mark. You want to hit them with the songs that, you know, that kind of brought you here in the first place. So, yeah, any cuts we make between the club show and the festival show is mainly due out of time. So,
because I have seen you in Wacken, in Hellfest, in Grasspop, and you always have a big audience.
Yeah.
Just
it's always fun. Yeah, it's always well received. I mean, I think that's why we keep getting asked back to festivals, even though, you know, we're not like a platinum selling artist or platinum selling band. Like, we put on good shows and we entertain the people that are there at the festival, which is what festival organizers want. They want the crowd to be entertained, you know. So, yeah, it's always fun to play in front of a huge audience that's receptive. So, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, they go wild.
yeah, absolutely. As they should.
Yeah. That's why you are there.
Yeah.
to make us go wild.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your time.
All right, thank you.
For your kindness, sorry, whoops.
No, it's fine.
Best of luck for your next album and for the touring and everything.
Merci, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Great. Hey, this is Danko Jones, and you are watching United Rock Nation.